Hey everybody, how's it going? Ventus Arashi here today with the series finale of my journey through Kingdom Hearts 3. Last time, Sora ended up proceeding through the Keyblade Graveyard's labyrinth and took out every last one of the Seekers of Darkness, with the exception of 3. Or except for 3, rather. Well, actually, technically 4. Yeah, 4. So anyway, Sora right now is at the Tower of Endings, and this is going to be the conclusion to the story in the main game. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to get started. I'm just going to make sure I'm stocked up. I can buy 2 more elixirs. Those are good. High potions, there. Right, here goes nothing. Yeah, Kairi also got kidnapped last episode by Xemnas, so Sora is understandably pissed. Or pissed off, rather.
Riku! Your Majesty!
Uh-huh.
Sora!
About time.
Sorry.
Like, hey, I was busy. Master Xehanort.
Xemnas! Where's Kairi?
Wait, is she in trouble?
Yeah, Xemnas took her.
Settle down, boy.
It's Sora!
The 13 darknesses and 7 lights have clashed 9 times, yielding these 9 keys.
Keys?
We are 4 short, but those 4 keys will be produced here and now.
Yeah, sure. And what makes you think there'd ever be any way we'd help you with that?
You forget I plan for every eventuality.
Yep.
Kairi!
If you do summon Kingdom Hearts, we will defeat you. And we will close it again.
Perhaps. That is, if you survive that long.
Bold words coming from a dead man walking.
Go back to the shadows, Ansem.
Young Xehanort is first. I've got a bone to pick with him.
Riku!
Oh, shoot.
King Mickey!
Oh, come on.
Heal!
Or you say?
Let's go.
Die. Got you again. Eat it.
No
Well, that.
This is where my role.
Get out of here. I told you you were first.
What's so funny?
I told you. There's a high price to pay for all of this.
And what price would that be?
I'll go back to my time and live out my life. But Sora, you're done now. Your journey ends here.
What?
Goodbye, Sora. Your time in this world is...
Couldn't even get out the last taunt without interruption. Ugh. Definitely don't miss you, bub.
Nice.
All begins and ends in darkness.
Not this again. Ow! Hate that attack.
Surrender.
Never.
It's over. Back off. Back off. Heal.
Ansem, you're next.
So long. Got him.
Xemnas.
See ya.
Come on.
Go.
Surrender to it!
Nice.
Darkness.
This is officially the end of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
Ansem.
What a journey you and I have had.
You know? It's strange. I think I'm gonna miss you.
Your strength is vaster than darkness. I knew I never stood a chance. Part of me wanted to defy my fate. But when the others betrayed us, I found I did not care. And then, nothing else seemed to matter anymore.
Ansem.
What? It is time to move on, boy. There is more to seek. So go forth now and seek it.
Yep. There's always more to seek. One more.
How the wielders weep for you.
Save my ultimate form.
Anger and hatred reign supreme.
Aye.
To the war. Are you ready?
Heal. Yeah. Nice.
Surrender. Pay attention. Be gone.
Oi. Come on.
Got him.
No more.
Back at you. Go. Heal. There. It's over.
Eat it.
Pay attention.
It's over.
No, you don't. You're done. He was definitely the most annoying out of them.
Bested yet again.
I know that you have a heart. What do you feel? Was it worth it?
I feel the emptiness where my companions once stood. I took them for granted. And now I have nothing. my first surge of emotion in years. For as long as I can remember, and its loneliness. Do you see? A heart is just pain.
Pain is being human, Xemnas.
Really? It must take incredible strength.
Honestly, Xemnas, I feel you. It takes incredible strength to suffer through all that all the time. The final key missing.
12 keys we have now. Leaving just one more. Now, Sora. Darkness and light's final clash.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts. And Kairi.
Kairi!
You require motivation.
Kairi! Why her? Why?
The music is different
I
too.
have done it.
Xehanort!
You okay? Ultima!
Stop sign.
Yeah, the music was quieter when this game was first released. It was different. So they
Your
changed that
Majesty!
too.
Riku!
Now,
why did
the Keyblade War will finally reach its conclusion.
Now why do all the keys look like his no-name Keyblade? There it is. The Keyblade.
Ah, the Keyblade is complete. Kingdom Hearts, I call upon your true form. Open now and show me the world to come.
Yeah, this scene is also different. They changed it. It used to be a lot darker and raining dark meteors everywhere. So... Now you two
We
show
thought
up.
you might be able to use a couple of more half points.
Donald. Goofy.
You can't do anything without us, Sora.
Now wipe those tears. And let's go stop Master Xehanort.
Yeah. But he controls Kingdom Hearts now. And Kairi.
You worried?
Guys,
Sorry we took so long. Had a couple of plot points that needed ironing out.
And still do. Like these two.
Master Xehanort.
He did it. He opened Kingdom Hearts.
So what now?
And the spell finally wore off.
We've still got one hope.
Your Majesty, Riku, are you okay?
We're fine.
Yeah.
What hope?
It's Xehanort. During the Mark of Mastery exam, we learned that he can transcend space and time. He's a portal, and we can use that to trap him.
But it won't be easy. Aqua, Riku, I'll need both your help if we're gonna push Xehanort out of this world.
Understood.
Wait! I'll do it.
What?
Kingdom Hearts is a much bigger threat. Let me handle Xehanort, while you guys keep it shut.
It is a good plan.
Right.
Okay, Sora.
I got this.
Yep. With Donald and Goofy at his side. Just like old times.
You can't forget about us.
Without Keyblades, it's not like we'll be much help here.
Shut it.
Three half pints together again.
Yep.
Let's move. The darkness is spreading.
Sora.
Huh? Oh. Hey.
Kairi will be all right. I can feel it.
Thank you. Do it!
An army of wielders versus Xehanort and Kingdom Hearts. It was never really explained how Master Xehanort was a portal himself. I have a feeling that they just made that up. Just by the seat of their pants.
Whoa. Where are we?
Oh.
Scala at Kylum.
It's beautiful.
Admire it another time.
Right.
I'm
We
with
need
Donald.
to find Master Xehanort.
Yeah.
Sorry, Goof, but I'm with Donald on this one. Alright.
Xehanort has to be somewhere in town.
So, return to the Keyblade Graveyard? No, that's how I get there. So now, in preparation for the final battle, First glossary is getting the Keyblade. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the rest of these are in Twilight Town. Gotta go. I'll be going to Twilight Town after the game's done anyway. Okay, so in preparation for this, and this is exactly what I've been saving it for. So there's that. That's done. I'm going to take these two off, and the Kingdom Key. You know what? For old time's sake, I'll put Midnight Blue on there. Ultimate Weapon, Kingdom Key, and Midnight Blue. And items. I am finally going to use these. So, Elixir. So I'm going to take those off. High Ether. I'm not sure what kind of setup I'm going to need. I'll put a Mega Potion here. Put one High Potion. Mega Potion. High Ether. Mega Ether. Oh yeah, Sora only has 6. Never mind. Okay. So one Mega Potion, a High Ether, Mega Ether, Elixir, and a Mega Elixir. That should do it. Actually, I should probably put a few more elixirs. That'll be the substitute. That should be on the shortcut bar. Donnie, you've got plenty of stuff on that's helpful. Actually, Sora will be in charge of the elixirs, and then Donald and Goofy can be in charge of everything else. Okay, Donnie, you're in charge of the ethers. Goof. High Potion. He's in charge of Mega Potions. There we go. Gotta customize this real quick. Shortcut set A, B, and C. This is the customizable one. Thundaga. Elixir. Mega Elixir. There. Set that to there, and boom. Just gotta be careful. You gotta say.
I know it's pretty here, but don't let your guard down.
Speak for yourself.
Where did Xehanort go?
I don't know. It's almost creepy how eerily quiet the town is.
It sure is awful quiet here.
That's what I'm saying.
Just go run around.
There you are.
Hey! What?
Multiple Xehanorts.
What's going on?
Well, that's not demonic looking at all.
Are you serious?
Yep. Definitely looks like a cult.
Oh, I don't think they're the locals.
Ready?
And here we go.
Huh?
Now they're just going to randomly appear in various places. And notice they're armed with the weapons of the 13 Seekers of Darkness. I saw the Soul Eater on that one. Jeez. Come on. I thought I was toast a couple of times there.
So long.
Oh wow, they share the same health bar.
Of all the places to be sent.
Master Xehanort!
Behold, this town. Once a seat of power for all Keyblade wielders. It is the nexus from which all worlds spring. Here I and my other selves can be one. United in Scala et Caelum.
Yep, here we go. Scala ad Caelum. The stairway to the sky.
Let's get him!
Yeah!
What in the Doctor Strange is going on here?
You guys okay?
Now.
Donald's still trying to fly.
Xehanort!
We are just getting started.
Be gone! Back at you! Yeah! Yeah! Take this! Yeah! There!
Come on!
It's over!
Where'd you go?
Be gone! Be gone!
Got him! Yeah! Back off!
Whoa! Ow!
Heal!
Come on, I blocked that one. Wait. Whoa! What is going on here?
Back off!
Eat it!
So long!
Eat this! Oh boy. Oh, here we go again. Oh, this part in the water. Ugh. Come on, Xehanort. Block. Whoa!
Come on.
Yikes. Where is he? So gain altitude by mashing circle. Come on, Xehanort!
Got him! Back off!
Come on. Nope.
What? So long.
Got you.
One?
Hey. There goes your armor, bub. Oh, running away again. At the top of the tallest building, overlooking the whole city.
It's all over, Xehanort!
You thought you could contain me here, knowing all that you do about connections?
The Keyblade in hand.
There is one sky, one destiny.
Here we go. The final showdown. Eat this! One shot lock on him to chip his health down.
Come on, be gone. Back at you! Thank you!
Thanks. Come on!
There! What? Yeah! Back off! Back off! No!
Nice try. Whoa.
Come, Kingdom Hearts!
Brought Kingdom Hearts here too. Come on!
It's over!
Come on, Donnie!
See ya!
Enlighten me.
Oh no, not this part. Rage form. Come on! How'd you like the taste of the power of darkness for yourself, bub? Return to life. Woo! That did nothing.
It ends here and now.
I legitimately thought I made a mistake when this happened the first time. Because it sounds legit. Because you're just floating there. All you have to do is keep pressing X. Trinity. Press triangle to call upon your bonds of friendship. They brought him back. Bye-bye, Xehanort. It's done.
Why? How?
It's over now! You lost!
Yep.
No, look. You are too late.
Are we really?
I don't know.
What's gonna happen?
A purge. The world will be returned whence it started. The world began in darkness, and from that darkness came light. From the light came the people, and the people had hearts. Evil burgeoned in those hearts, begetting more darkness. And the darkness spread across the world like a plague. The light, the symbol of the world's hope, was devoured by shadow, leaving nothing but ruin and utter failure. But the first light, the light of Kingdom Hearts, it can give us a new start. An empty world, pure and bright.
That explanation came
It
way
wasn't
out
your
of left
decision to
field.
make.
It sounds too much like they were trying too hard to copy Thanos. Just randomly. Because that didn't fit with any
Then
of his
whose
previous
was it?
motivations.
The world needs someone to stand up and lead. Someone strong. To stop the weak from polluting the world with their endless darkness. Someone to dictate their destiny.
If so, you're not that person, Xehanort. A real leader knows that destiny is beyond his control, and accepts that.
Yep, that's true.
You make me think of an old friend.
Yeah, an old friend you struck down.
Look! Oh.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds too much with that explanation that they were trying to copy Thanos too much at the last minute. Because that explanation did not remotely match anything that he had done in the past. It just didn't fit. So, yeah.
You made it!
Are you okay?
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts is closing on the other side, but we managed to follow our hearts to you.
Master Xehanort. And Terra
Master
again.
Xehanort.
She doesn't want to lose him again. But he just gives her a gentle reminder that I'll be okay.
There's more to light than meets the eye. As I told you.
You sly fox.
Now hand over the Keyblade, Xehanort.
It is too late.
For us, perhaps, but not for them.
Master Ericus.
No. I can do this.
Enough. Checkmate.
That it is.
I told you that you might be surprised.
True.
Yeah, you got me.
I wonder why they decided to change young Xehanort's
Really?
voice in this scene, as opposed to the others.
What? It's just, you never admit it when you lose. That's because I never lose. Oh, come on. Good game today. I try. Maybe I won't go as far as you. Huh? When the world needs a defender, they'll pick you, Ericus. Huh? You think? But that doesn't mean that I can't be there for you. Yeah, and I'll be there for you.
Yep.
Very well done.
Yep, that it was. A battle well fought.
Terra, Aqua, Ven. Forgive your foolish teacher.
Master! Master!
Master.
Then, I put you through such a harrowing experience.
Yeah, you kinda did.
And Aqua, I left you with such a heavy burden. Terra, look after them for me. Please.
Understood.
Here. Ready, my friend?
Yes.
And he accepts his end.
Sora, let's close it.
Everybody help me out.
There we go. Closing Kingdom Hearts. And hopefully that's the last we see of the Keyblade. And that's it. Back at the Keyblade Graveyard.
It's finally over.
Oh.
No.
We'll find Kairi. Let's head back to Master Yen Sid. We can figure it out.
No. I know what to do.
Sora!
My whole journey began the day I lost her.
Yep.
And every time I find her, she slips away again. I thought we'd finally be together, but she's out there, alone. Not for one more second.
That's right.
Not like this,
Thank you,
won't.
Donald, Goofy. But this time, I have to go it alone.
Yep.
Sora, listen. The power of waking isn't to go chase hearts around. Even if you do locate Kairi, you might never come home to us again.
I will. And we'll both be back before you know it.
Please.
Let him go, Mickey.
Riku!
His heart and his mind are made up. Now believe in him.
Yeah. Safe journey, Sora.
Thank you.
His search for Kairi begins. But for the rest of the people in the other worlds, everything is as it should be. Pluto. Daisy's myth that he was gone for so long. Hey, Yen Sid. Nice. All back at Twilight Town. And so is Isa. Painter, Pence, and Olette. Namine has officially been returned to life.
Okay, now that the credits are rolling, time for my full, honest review of Kingdom Hearts 3. Since this game has been out for a hot minute, this will also include the Remind DLC just to get that out of the way. For those who are unfamiliar with how I review and rate games, here is my method of scoring. There are 2 ratings that I will come up with. One is for quality, and the other for personal enjoyment. The quality rating is where I give credit and criticism where it's due. No holds barred and no excuses. This scoring mechanic sees me divide a game up into 7 categories, which are story, vocal performance, music, graphics, gameplay, system performance, and challenge. Each of the 7 categories have a score of 10 to start with, and, depending on the severity of each issue I find and/or how complex each section is, I will deduct anywhere from half a point to the full 10 until the number reaches 0. The final score for the game as a whole is calculated by taking the average number of the individual category scores, which is also rounded to the nearest half point for simplicity. The personal enjoyment scoring mechanic is purely subjective and is based on how much I, as a consumer, enjoyed the title. This rating is also based off of a number of 10 and is rounded to the nearest half number as well. Explanation out of the way, I'm going to get started. To summarize, while this installment tried its best to rectify the jumbled plot that Dream Drop Distance introduced, and had much better graphics, gameplay, and combat than any of the mobile or portable installments, the story as a whole, the lack of overall content, and critical mode drawbacks made this installment less fun to get invested in. First category is story. This includes dedication to source material, continuity, and lore, if any exist, the main plot, side stories, character interactions and development, and how well everything flows together. Bear with me, this is a long one. Story, much like Dream Drop Distance, is arguably this game's greatest weakness. This installment tries its best to explain all the retcons that Dream Drop introduced, especially all the continuity errors that came with the mechanic of time travel. But it unfortunately ended up exacerbating the situation with a ton of lazy writing. It is honestly the second worst storyline in the entire series right after Dream Drop. And to be clear, the only reason Dream Drop is first is because that one opened this can of worms in the first place with its time travel elements and retcons. Now, yeah, their overall quality is about the same, but Dream Drop made a mess of the story in the first place. Kingdom Hearts 3 tried to fix it, but ended up making things worse with excessive fan service and lazy writing. There are a lot of things to nitpick at here, and I mean a lot, which will take a while, and if I listed all of them, the review would take too long. So I'm going to list the top 5 biggest collective issues that I found with the story. The first issue that I found with the plot piggybacks off of Dream Drop Distance's ending. Young Xehanort explicitly stated that he would return to his own time at the end of Dream Drop Distance and would have no memory of his encounter with Sora and Riku in the Dream Worlds. And yet, here he is again, with his memories still intact, despite being defeated and sent back by the end of Dream Drop. This is yet another violation of the rules of time travel that the series introduced for itself. Something similar can be said for Master Xehanort. How in the world is he a portal himself? Like, did I miss something? He explained how he was able to move through time, but that does not mean he is a portal in and of himself. By that logic, the rest of the Organization 13 members who moved through time as hearts should be portals too. So that was lazy writing. The second thing to nitpick at is the reappearance of both Ventus and Xion. I'll start with Ventus first. In Birth by Sleep, it is explicitly stated that Ventus is the source of the Unversed, not the other way around. So his logic that the Unversed collected enough negative emotion to reconstruct his heart when they faded from existence altogether with Ventus at the end of Birth by Sleep does not make sense. If Ventus came from the Unversed, that's one thing, but that's clearly not the case, which makes his reappearance a hole in the plot big enough to drive a truck through. Don't get me wrong, he is still one of my favorite villains in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, but I have to give credit and criticism where they are due, and this is no exception. And Xion is a lot more complicated. This is a hot take, and again, Xion is one of my favorite characters in the franchise, but if I'm being honest, she should never have reappeared at all. Xion and the Riku replica were puppets, made with synthetic bodies by Vexen. Both came to life and gained their appearances through memories. Riku replica from Riku, and Xion from Sora's memories of Kairi. And, as Namine said, since Xion was the one keeping Kairi's memories captive and preventing Sora from waking up, once Xion was destroyed, Kairi's memories, the very source and essence of who she was, appearance and all, returned, and no one had any memory of who or what she was. Ergo, she no longer has access to Kairi's memories, so she should not look the same at all, much less have the same personality, much less be able to wield a Keyblade. And I'll explain this a little more in a bit. The third thing to nitpick at are the changes that they made to the lore of the Keyblade. In Kingdom Hearts 1, there were only two Keyblades, the Kingdom Key and the Kingdom Key D. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Riku summoned his own Keyblade, the Way to the Dawn, as a transformation of his Wingblade Soul Eater when he earned the ability to. He also found Kairi's Keyblade, Destiny's Embrace, at some point in a way or place that was never explained. While this is a nitpick that I do have with Kingdom Hearts 2's plot, I am willing to let that slide because Mickey had to find the Kingdom Key D in a special room in the Realm of Darkness. This is referenced in Kingdom Hearts 1 and actually shown in a fragmentary passage, so as ridiculous as this sounds, it does have prior lore and evidence to back it up. In Birth by Sleep, it's shown that wielders can summon a Keyblade of their own, given that they possess the qualities of heart, through a ritual of contact. It's assumed that Axel also learned how to wield a Keyblade through this same method, since Mickey and Yen Sid were with him in the Mysterious Tower, while Sora and Riku were in the Dream Worlds. Now, why am I bringing all this up? The Keyblade is described as being the most powerful weapon in the franchise, second only to the original Keyblade that guarded Kingdom Hearts. And, in lore, it only got stronger from the keychains one attached to it, meaning the ability to have up to 3 Keyblades on your person shouldn't be possible as Sora only has the one. A Keyblade does not, repeat not, get stronger from upgrade materials that were only introduced in Kingdom Hearts Key because it was a gacha game designed to keep players playing virtually infinitely. That upgrade mechanic had absolutely zero business being in the main series. And, to add insult to injury, the way they introduced said mechanic in the main series was by having the Heartless snap Riku's Keyblade clean in half and damage Mickey's, something they had no way of doing in previous games. Even the Master's Defender, which was incredibly old, did not take a lick of damage in the 10 years that Aqua was in the Dark Realm. And the Kingdom Key D is literally from the same realm, so that thing should be unable to be damaged in the first place. That writing was incredibly lazy, and whoever came up with that idea should be fired and never allowed to write a script ever again. All that did was give the people at Disney and Square Enix an excuse to change up their looks so they could sell more merchandise. And on top of all this, and this might seem a little minor, but I have to say it, Yen Sid having spare Keyblades lying around somewhere, much less another one from the Dark Realm, was also incredibly lazy writing. That cheapens the weapon itself and makes it seem less significant. It loses its magic, so to speak. So, those changes were not welcome. The fourth item to nitpick at is the backwards character development and powers for Riku, Mickey, and Aqua. Aqua was alone in the Realm of Darkness for 11 years, and never struggled in a fight, much less with battle instincts, as much as she did here. Now, I get it, she has PTSD and major depression, but her using her body as a human shield to protect Ven instead of her barrier, which would have reflected Vanitas' triple Dark Firaga attack back at him, was incredibly lazy writing and made her look weak, especially after all that talk about how it was her turn to shine. That was irritatingly pathetic. Same thing goes for Riku and Mickey. They were just fine in the Dark Realm before, and Riku wasn't even a true master yet. So why did they struggle so much against the Heartless in the Dark Realm when there was no prior evidence of them getting their butts kicked so much before? They made Riku and Mickey look like chumps so Sora could come in and save the day, and so they could introduce the Keyblade upgrade mechanic, which again is even more lazy writing. And the final thing to nitpick at is the whole nobody's growing hearts thing, which piggybacks off the plot point that Dream Drop Distance created. It's been shown that a heart can exist without a body and vice versa, heartless and nobodies, specifically. Even though neither should technically be possible. And destroying the heartless that held a person's heart and their empty body that was left behind would mean those people would be recompleted. Now, normally that would not make sense because you need a body for a heart to reside in. But Sora not only rematerialized his body with Kairi's help in Kingdom Hearts 1, but also reabsorbed Roxas without destroying him during Kingdom Hearts 2. So even though that does not make sense, the series has shown this is possible. But the issue lies with a person's nobody regrowing a heart. When that nobody is destroyed and they are recompleted, that means they should now have two hearts in the same body, identical but distinct. This is messy because 1, it cheapens the value of the heart, and 2, that means that every organization member should have someone similar to Roxas inside their own hearts as well once they are recompleted, or just have a spare heartless floating around somewhere. This just opens up a whole new can of worms. And on that note, and I know this is going to anger some hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans because this is again a hot take, I personally do not think that Roxas should have come back, much less be able to wield 2 Keyblades on top of that. Roxas exists and looks the way he does because of Ventus. Similarly, Namine inherited her blonde hair and meek personality from Ven as well, from that time that Kairi's heart rested in Sora's. But that still doesn't explain why Vanitas and Xion have black hair. My theory on that is it could be because they are both technically empty. One is a puppet or replica, and the other a being of pure darkness whose name literally means emptiness. But this still doesn't explain the Riku replica, so I'm closing the door on that rabbit trail. Now, Roxas and Sora by extension was also able to dual-wield Keyblades thanks to Ven's heart residing in Sora's own, which means that once Ven was successfully extracted, that ability should fade altogether. Now, I know that's Roxas' signature weapon style, but it doesn't make sense as per lore to be able to do so currently. If anything, he should have access to his own unique Keyblade, like 2 Become 1 for example, which means Xion also deserves to have the same treatment despite being a puppet containing Sora's memories of Kairi, who also shouldn't exist either as per lore and continuity and currently does so purely due to fan service. Rabbit trail aside, having 2 people existing in the same universe who look identical is problematic and messy for all involved, which is something Axel comically complained about. For me personally, it would have been much better if they revealed that if Ven hadn't had the darkness stripped out of him, his personality would have been identical to Roxas, which would have had potential, except for the fact that they revealed that Ven was always like this in Kingdom Hearts Unchained X and Union Cross, even with the darkness still in him. So there goes that idea. And while I'm on the topic of nobody's regrowing hearts, let's get back to my previous discussion about Xion. Xion never really technically had a somebody. Ergo, she never had an original heart or body to begin with. So the idea that she grew one is a stretch. Nobodies come to be naturally, which is why they naturally long for and evidently grow a heart. It's their missing piece. But can a synthetic being truly do the same? It does not seem likely since their body has no true missing piece to begin with. They are designed, coded, and hardwired to act how Vexen ordained them to. Only when they interacted with or felt Sora, the wild card, did they go rogue because of Sora's special influence. So it should not be physically possible for Xion to grow a heart since she had no true heart or body to begin with. And even when Vexen recreated her, she should look completely different since Sora has his memories of Kairi back. So she should not look like anybody at all. More like a blank slate, if anything. And on top of that, she should not technically even have the ability to wield the Keyblade since the organization lost access to both Roxas and Sora. Records can only do so much. And even if she could, it should look completely different and unique to her, since she no longer has any actual ties to Sora. The fact that she looks the way she does, has her personality and memories intact, can wield the Keyblade, and grew a heart of her own are more massive plot holes. Now, technically memories can't be destroyed as per Namine's own admission, which means she still exists somewhere in all organization members' minds. So she ended up falling back on those, almost like a memory backup, which is what the Remind DLC showed her doing, with Roxas anyway. This kinda makes sense, but up until Roxas returned those memories, she should not even remotely have a trace of her old identity, much less be able to wield the Keyblade and sound the same, since she did not have access to those memories and her appearance by extension yet. Unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts 3's plot had a lot of potential, but it was ultimately wasted due to retcons trying to fix the mess that Dream Drop Distance started, and a ton of lazy writing, especially in the base game. Don't even get me started on how they treated Kairi exceptionally poorly and made her look like a colossal weakling despite all her training. However, the Remind DLC rectified that and gave Kairi the treatment she deserved, while also showing how Sora went back in time to save her, which was a plot hole in the main game, and showed that Sora did indeed succumb to his fate. So, based on all these factors, for story, I give this a 4.5 at best. Next is vocal performance. Haley Joel Osment, Sora's voice actor, or VA, was 31 when this game was released. He's still trying his best to sound the way he did in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it still does not feel believable due to the fact that a man in his 30s is trying too hard to sound like a teenager, which does affect his acting job overall. There are some good acting moments from him, legitimately, but the strain it puts on his voice takes away from his true potential. The proof? His acting job as Ventus was much better, and that's because he's almost speaking normally, which takes a lot of the strain off of his voice, which leaves room for emoting properly. David Gallagher, Riku's voice actor, still was great, but he felt a little off too, almost like he took a step back in quality. I can't quite put my finger on it, but his acting job did feel kind of funny at times, and not in a comical way. Brett Iwan, Mickey's VA, had a similar problem. Allison Stoner, who takes over the role of Kairi from Hayden Panettiere, for some reason didn't really feel in character and sounded too meek and timid in line delivery. This felt a bit out of character for Kairi and was a step back from how she sounded in a fragmentary passage. Maybe it's because Stoner got her wires crossed from voicing Kairi and Xion in the same game, but it was definitely noticeable. The absolute worst voice cast replacement was Rutger Hauer as Master Xehanort. Leonard Nimoy, the original voice actor for Master Xehanort, passed away in 2015, so Hauer was hired to take his place. No disrespect to Hauer, but he was nowhere close to Nimoy in delivery, tone, or even emoting. He essentially butchered the character's voice, and I'm trying as hard as I can to still be respectful even through critique, because not long after Kingdom Hearts 3 was released, Hauer himself also passed away. Replacing Hauer for the Remind DLC was actor Christopher Lloyd. Lloyd is probably best known for playing the eccentric scientist Doc Brown in the Back to the Future film series. And amazingly, Lloyd was able to bring his signature brand of theatricality, albeit with more subtlety, to the role of Master Xehanort. He sounded older, sinister, and could emote well while staying in character, much like Nimoy did, which made him a worthy successor. Amazingly, most of the remainder of the voice cast had little to no issues, although Tony Anselmo, Donald's VA, still sounds a bit different and more strained due to his age, and the same thing goes for James Woods, who voices Hades. So for this category, I give it a 6.5. Next is music. As I've stated in previous reviews, thanks to the musical ear of Yoko Shimomura, this is one category that seems to do well across the board throughout the entire franchise. Rejoining her as composers are Takeharu Ishimoto and Tsuyoshi Sekito. And Hikaru Utada, the singer of the main themes for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, finally makes a return, and includes not just an opening theme, Face My Fears, but a closing theme, Don't Think Twice, on top of that, which was unprecedented, unexpected, but not unwelcome. She honestly killed it, and in a good way. This game still seems to have a focus of reusing, rearranging, or remixing previous tracks in the series, much like a Fragmentary Passage, but it had much more original tracks exclusive to the new worlds that are visited, which is appreciated. While not quite on par with Kingdom Hearts 2's soundtrack, this soundtrack is a lot better than the ones for Dream Drop Distance and even Birth by Sleep, amazingly. Standout new tracks are Mount Olympus, Happy Hair Day, Monstropolis Now, Frozen Wonderland, Flash Tracer, and Scala ad Caelum, with the remixes of previous boss themes for the Organization 13 data battles, especially Shion's theme Vector to the Heavens, coming in as honorable mentions. Taking all these factors into account nets this category a 7. Next is graphics. This includes thematic visuals, if any exist, resolution, and attention to detail in things like the environment, character design, materials, etc. This category, much like a Fragmentary Passage, is probably the game's greatest strength. Graphics, character and world models, etc. shift away from the classic PlayStation 2 era art style and into a modern age, harnessing and taking advantage of the latest technology. Not only were the aforementioned items much more improved upon and matured by extension, but little things like textures in hair, skin, and clothing, lip syncing, and even lighting were so much better thanks to the power of the Unreal Engine 4 and the PlayStation 4's natural hardware. This is also the first installment in the series that was designed to be released on multiple platforms, the other being the Xbox One, which in turn opened the door for all Kingdom Hearts titles to shift away from being a PlayStation exclusive series and later become available on all platforms: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. These graphics and character models do look slightly different in this game when compared to a Fragmentary Passage, and while I do have a slight preference for a Fragmentary Passage's ones, these are still not bad. And the Remind DLC takes the graphical improvements even further during the game's secret episode, which is even nicer. So for graphics, I give this a 9. Next is gameplay. This includes mechanics, modes, engagement, immersiveness, replay value, cosmetic items in both variety and quality, and styles/modularity. In computer science, modularity is the extent to which something can be taken apart and reconfigured while still being functional. Basic combat is fun and engaging, and the hybrid use of physical and magic elements in this game are fun as well. But the magic did once again take a step back in terms of variety and quality when compared to Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. This can be attributed to this installment seeing gameplay mechanics return to their roots by using mechanics and controls similar to those of Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora has slightly more spells to choose from than Aqua did in a Fragmentary Passage, including the new water magic, and Arrow finally makes a return as a cyclone instead of a protective spell like how it was in Kingdom Hearts 1. Once again, the focus gauge takes the place of the drive gauge from Kingdom Hearts 2, but form changes, the successor to drive forms, are introduced, and each change is tied to a specific Keyblade. Running speed is faster, which is nice, but Sora can still feel kind of floaty in combat. Situation commands are back, and while they are nice, stacking multiple commands on top of the other can make execution complicated if one doesn't know what they're doing or if they just forgot how. Transitions from cutscenes to combat were seamless and one of the most aesthetically pleasing advancements in the game. And, even better, up to 5 party members are now allowed, meaning you no longer have to lose Donald or Goofy to have the perks of another party member. No missable objectives or pointless cosmetic items are also nice. Worlds are also massively improved upon in complexity, size, and scale, but to be honest, the larger world area chambers can make EXP or item farming much more tedious or challenging, especially if said world is more vertical like Arendelle or just ridiculously expansive like the Caribbean. Most of the bosses were good, especially the final fight, which felt super cinematic. My personal favorite of the new world bosses would probably have to be Skull from Arendelle, amazingly. And with the introduction of the Remind DLC, we can finally choose to play as one of 2 characters when given the option for specific fights, which means Riku, Aqua, and Roxas are playable once again, and so was Kairi for the first time ever, along with a combined group fight where you controlled all the Guardians of Light, which were great touches. Combine that with the new Data Organization 13 fights and the new secret boss in the secret episode, and the replay value goes way up. Gameplay's biggest downside would probably be the overall lack of content in the base game, especially for a main installment. only one secret boss, and being forced to play the Virum Rex minigame multiple times for a chance at more lucky strike abilities to make item farming easier was also annoying, to say nothing of the game omitting two of the most iconic weapons in the franchise. Thankfully, the Remind DLC once again rectified these issues by not only bringing back the Oathkeeper and Oblivion Keyblades, but also adding its own Data Organization 13 fights and another secret boss, similar to how Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix did. Another issue is how vertical some of the worlds are, which can make finding chests and items a lot more challenging. Combine that with how massive some worlds are, you will really be going out of your way to find them. Most of the minigames aren't bad, but the egg-cracking one at Le Grand Bistro in Twilight Town will severely test your patience, to say nothing of how tedious getting the rare ingredients can be with the Flantastic Sub and Heartless. Now, gathering synthesis items is easier than it was in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 overall, but the lack of synthesizing lucky rings and how out of the way some items can be puts a damper on things. I honestly had more fun item farming in World and in the Gummy Ship in Kingdom Hearts 2 than I ever did in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that says a lot considering 3's item farming is somewhat easier in World. Finding treasures in Kingdom Hearts 3's Gummy Ship, however, is a royal pain, make no mistake about that. But the Golden Highwind is incredibly broken and will melt any boss in the Realm Between easily, so it is definitely worth it to go get that thing. So, for all this, gameplay gets a 7. Next is system performance. System performance was good, no frame drops that I remember, but transitions from world to world and loading times took a step back from previous games, so this installment gets a 9 in this category. And lastly, challenge. 4 difficulty modes for a wide variety of players is appreciated, and the more difficult secret bosses in the Remind DLC are a nice touch as well. But Square Enix's response to a lack of a critical mode in the base game was odd to say the least. They not only put critical mode in the game, but cranked its difficulty up to something you'd normally see out of a Dark Souls title. It was brutal. I've said it before and I'll say it again. A healthy amount of challenge is not bad, but a ridiculous amount of frustration that's caused by tediousness, garbage mechanics, and/or an unnecessarily painful difficulty level is not remotely welcome, and I stand by that statement even with this franchise that is dear to me. Being unable to switch difficulties on the fly in case someone runs into trouble also puts a bit of a damper on things, although to be fair, Kingdom Hearts as a franchise does not seem to deviate from that formula ever since it started, so I do not expect that to change in its defense. So, for challenge, it gets a 7. Now that all 7 categories have been scored, I'm going to take their average to arrive at the final score for the game as a whole. Score is based on increments of half a point, so any in-between numbers will be rounded to the nearest half point to simplify things. So, based on all the information provided beforehand, Kingdom Hearts 3 with the Remind DLC earns a score of 7 out of 10 based on quality alone. Based on my own personal enjoyment as a consumer, I would also give this a 7 out of 10. And that is finally it for my review. Hopefully that was informative, if not helpful.
Okay, and now that the credits are done, Master Xehanort's Keyblade. Back at the Keyblade Graveyard.
Finally, back where it belongs.
Look who it is. 5 foretellers. Mira, Envy, Ased, Gula, and Ava. Well, actually, I don't see Ava.
Did you summon us back?
Yeah, Ava's missing.
Yep.
Did not know that.
Is that you, Lucio? You look different.
Haven't heard that name in a long while. These days they call me Zigbar, but hey, whatever suits you.
Is it really you?
Yeah, but some time ago I had to cast my old form away. Been through plenty more semblances since, but it's still me underneath it all.
What happened? Why are we here? You tell me!
I had a role to play. And after all these years, it's done.
What role?
And Maleficent and Pete, waiting for their chance to take the box.
I guess Ava didn't make it after all.
Meaning what?
I told her, clear as day, what it is I had to do.
And is that why you decided to exclude her?
As if. Ava had her own mission, and she carried it out.
I've heard enough! Luciu, what was your role?
I hope you like long stories.
Yep.
Oh, right. What's this? I heard about this new game. Seven black pieces, and? Just watch.
Foreshadowing to Kingdom Hearts 4. The beginning of the Lost Master arc. Oh, and here's the secret movie. Done in typical Kingdom Hearts tradition. There's Riku. Both waking up in a strange place. Shibuya, Japan. While Yosora watches them from the rooftop. Reconnect. Kingdom Hearts. All right. Obtained. Proof of Promises. A certificate awarded to those who have collected all the luck from worlds over. Now, this is exactly why there's another proof that I'm going to obtain right after this. This right here is, and the one after this, is exactly why I not only went out of my way to photograph every single lucky emblem, but also complete this gameplay on critical mode. Proof of times past obtained. A certificate awarded to those who have endured the most difficult trial of them all. Now you'll notice that symbol on the top of each of the proofs, along with the page styles. One is the shape of Kairi's Wayfinder, her lucky charm, and the other is in the shape of that crown. Now, this was added to the game in an update later on down the line. I believe it was released at the same time that critical mode was done as well, because critical mode originally was not a thing in the standard game for Kingdom Hearts 3. It just was Proud. And Proud mode was almost too easy, which is why they went out of their way to make critical mode so brutal. Anyway, battle report. Game mode. Critical, enemies defeated 6,814. Most use Keyblade favored Deputy, and that's because of the lucky strike on there. Most use Situation Command, Hyper Hammer. 90 lucky emblems. Alright. On the next screen, you can save game clear data. This save data will be marked with a crown and lets you continue the adventure just before the final battle. Saving clear data will allow data to be carried over upon selecting new game to play the game again. Okay, let's put that right here. And the story, and this episode is actually not over just yet, because I'm going to load this. You can trade Proof of Promises for Oathkeeper at the Moogle Shop. You can trade Proof of Times Past for Oblivion at the Moogle Shop. That's exactly why I went out of my way to do this. Battle gates have appeared across the worlds. Inside them await powerful foes for you to conquer. Okay. Battle gates will transport you to familiar lands where combat is the name of the game. Yeah, I've seen this prompt before. Okay, so world map. Go to Twilight Town. But yeah, Oathkeeper and Oblivion were not in the base game for Kingdom Hearts 3 when it first released, and that angered a lot of fans because they were two of the most iconic weapons in the entire franchise. Oathkeeper symbolized Sora's connection to Kairi, and Oblivion symbolized Sora's connection to Riku, light and darkness. So, yeah. Anyway, that being said, traded Proof of Promises for Oathkeeper. Obtained. Oathkeeper. A Keyblade imbued with light power. Form changes. Light form, double form, OKP. Traded Proof of Times Past for Oblivion. Oblivion. Obtained. A Keyblade imbued with dark power. Form changes, dark form, double form, OBV. And I am going to be equipping those right now. New abilities have been added for Sora. Okay? Equipment. Sorry, Kingdom Key, but you are going to go. Oathkeeper comes first. Actually, okay, I'm going to replace this with Oathkeeper, just because this is going to symbolize Sora's connection to Kairi. Oblivion is next, and Ultima Weapon is last. Alright. And what are the new abilities? Oh, Quick Slash and Flash Step. Nice. Aerial Dive. Wow. Got a lot of new stuff. Forgot about that. Last Charge. Okay. Very good. Story is done. So are the character files. Alright, and that being said, it's at this point that I'm going to be officially stopping the episode. Next time, I'm going to be continuing with the epilogue for the base game of Kingdom Hearts 3, and after that, I'm going to be doing the Remind DLC. So as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Ventus out.